What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Dolphin Chronicles presented by Kendu Sports Network. I am Johnny Cruz. I am, of course, here with my boys Byron and Alex. Gentlemen, how you guys doing tonight?
Oh, me first? I'm good. I'm still wearing the same sweatpants. I don't think I've bathed since Thursday night. My hair is out of control. I might need a new back. There's a lot of things going on, but we'll get to that later. We'll touch on it later.
All right, absolutely. There's obviously a lot to discuss. This is the very first time that your boy Johnny Cruz has ever been live on YouTube without a hat, because I wanted to show people that I had pitch black hair on Thursday morning, and look at my hair now. So it's been an interesting weekend. So I'm with Alex on that one. We're going to run through the scores real quick before we break down what happened on Thursday night. Obviously, Buffalo, beat us down 31-10. The Saints beat the hell out of the Cowboys 44-19 in Dallas. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, shout out to my Bucks peoples down here in Tampa, beat the Lions in Detroit 2016. The Packers held it down at home on a bunch of field goals and some wacky play. I think they had a total of 66 yards in the first half, which was crazy. They beat the Colts 16-10, Jets 24-17 over the Titans, Seahawks in overtime 23-20 over the Patriots. The Giants couldn't kick an extra point because of their field goal kicker and went for a bunch of 2-point conversions and lost to Washington that did nothing but kick field goals. That's right. Washington scored 21 points on all field goals and won 21-18 against the Giants.
7 of them, and the guy was signed like the day before.
Right. So props to Washington for doing whatever they had to do to win the game. And for the New York Giants fans, you guys are going to be chilling with Carolina fans. Speaking of Carolina, Carolina has scored a total of 3 points in 2 weeks as they get destroyed 26-3 by the LA Chargers. The Cleveland Browns find a way to beat down on the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are 0-2. We'll get into some of that talk too. The Ravens couldn't happen to a better franchise than the Ravens. Squander another fourth quarter lead. They lose 26-23 to the Raiders. The Arizona Cardinals told the LA Rams, not today, yo. Not today, and absolutely beat that ass 41-10. The Steelers do what the Steelers do, find a way to win games. They win 13-6 over the Broncos in Denver. The Kansas City Chiefs always find a way to pull it out at the end. 26-25 over the Cincinnati Bengals at home. The Houston Texans last night held it down at home, 19-13 against the Chicago Bears. All right, gentlemen, before we get into the breakdown of our games, those are the scores of all the other games that happened yesterday. Anything stick out to you guys? Any memorable games, memorable moments? Anything you guys want to touch on before we break down our game? Byron, go ahead, bro.
So love to see the Saints just blow up the Cowboys. Malik Willis did his thing against the Colts. The Lions were terrible. Props to Baker Mayfield. Patriots loss is a good thing. Will Levis is terrible. The Giants are terrible. The Browns, the Jaguars have to be terrible for the Browns to beat them.
He's full of adjectives this morning.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison.
Terrible. Hold on.
I lost my thesaurus over the weekend. The Jaguars got to be terrible. Lamar Miller, bro, awful. Get out of my face.
Lamar Jackson.
Did Russell Wilson?
Lamar Miller is the ex-Dolphins running back. You mean Lamar Jackson?
Esa mierda, bro, because it looked like a running back playing quarterback. Did Russell Wilson wear shoulder pads? The Chiefs have the referees in their pockets, and
as they always do.
Caleb Williams is awful. How about that for a switch up?
Wow. There you go.
It's a lot to digest. I'm not going to touch on every game, but holy shit, we thought the Patriots were the worst team in the league. They're one OT field goal away from being 2-0 against a very, without Kenneth Walker, but still a very good Seattle team. Let's see. Yeah, the Giants just finding new ways to lose every week. You thought they had figured it out, but every week they give us a new hey, what's going on?
What's going on? Awesome. Life.
Yeah, we'll get to Tyler here in a little bit. Hey, I don't think Caleb Williams sucks. I'm mad at him right now because he got me. I'll tell you,
6 points.
He got me negative 2.04 fucking points. So I'm curious. But his O line is complete ass. That guy had a whopping 0.5 seconds to throw the football. He did miss on some throws, but you saw what he could do when he had some time. Remember, he's without a Keenan Allen, which is a veteran presence in that wide receiver room. Roma Dunze's playing with a banged up knee, and he didn't get shit from DeAndre Swift. So once again, the Bears are gonna have to rely, if they can't tune up that offensive line, they're gonna rely like they did against Tennessee last week.
Oh, was that on camera? My bad, guys.
I don't think Caleb Williams is as bad as Bryce Young. Pobrecito.
No. I
Bryce Young is
don't think anybody
tremendísima
in the
mierda.
league is as bad as Bryce Young. And
Hey,
I hate to
but-
say that. You know what I'm saying?
Man, the
And I
young
hate
man
to.
has some composure. Not composure. I don't know what the word is. Like delusional faith, maybe. Hey, yeah, I trust in God. God better do something because Bryce Young is not looking good right now.
Look, you just ran Byron off the show with all
I
the
did,
Caleb
so
Williams talk.
I made him that mad. Hey, the Saints they did more than march into Dallas. They are taking care of business, scoring on pretty much every possession they've had thus far this year.
They marched in the parking lot too.
Alvin Kamara looked like 2021 Alvin Kamara.
Yes, he did.
He killed me. I played against that son of a bitch too. He had like 40-something points. Like I want to. What else?
Yeah, a quick stat for you on that Saints Dallas that you mentioned. They had 15 offensive drives with Derek Carr as the quarterback, and they scored points on every single one, bro. That's
every drive.
That's an incredible start offensively. So props to them. I just wanted to throw that out there.
I'm taking the over on their next game, whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even care who they're playing. I mean, we'll discuss that later possibly, but
unless the Browns, the Chiefs. Sorry.
Oh, they played the Chiefs?
That Browns and Jaguars game, that was ugly, but Deshaun looked a little bit better. Steelers and Broncos, that was even uglier. That's how the Steelers win football games. They win ugly games. That's their MO. So that's all I got. The hell with the Jets. They didn't look very impressive against Tennessee, and Will Levis is a disaster.
One more thing. Malik Willis did not throw a ball because his center puked on it before snapping it.
Yeah,
So
not on that play, but he did throw the ball enough to do what he to. I mean, shit, that was terrible too because Anthony Richardson could not hit water if he fell out of a fucking boat.
Right.
He wasn't very good. JT, you saw a little bit more of JT this week, but Anthony Richardson is going to have to do better because he's got one of the top offensive lines in the league.
Absolutely. And Jonathan Taylor, I mean, honestly, Colts fans, you know what I'm saying, you got to hope that they run the ball more because your boy cannot hit an open guy to save his life. And I like Anthony Richardson. You know what I'm saying? He's athletic. He's got a cannon for an arm.
The arm talent is definitely
he's basically
there.
Lamar Jackson.
But
say 2.0 can't hit an open guy when his life, when the game depends on it and you got to make a play. He's got to make it with his legs or he ain't going to be able to make it, which is unfortunately what's going on with the Colts. The Jets Titans, I'm going to touch on just for a second. I know Jets fans are pounding their chest because they beat the Titans. You better chill with that shit because you know what I'm saying,
the Titans.
Right? You guys did not look all that good.
The Bears special teams and defense, those units beat the Titans, not Caleb Williams or Khalil Herbert or any of those motherfuckers.
But ultimately, you know what I'm saying, like our division has wound up being a little bit more competitive than what we might have thought. You mentioned New England being a field goal in overtime away from possibly being 2-0. We'll see them in a few weeks, but
they got a hell of a 1-2 punch in the backfield. Let me tell you.
Yes, they do. Stevenson. I mean, they're going back to old school.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick type of shit. What he did when he didn't have all those weapons is play good defense, run the ball. You know what I'm saying? The quarterback makes make a couple plays here and there, just manage the game. Which is similar to what you mentioned the Steelers do. They play really good defense. They run the ball. They don't ask their quarterback to do too much. Just don't lose them the game, and they'll find a way to win the game. And that's what they've done. So props to them so far. We'll see New England in a few weeks. But let's go ahead and let's focus on that disaster that was Thursday Night Football. Of course, like I said, we lost 31-10. Three interceptions for Tua before he got hurt. We'll get into the injury, you know what I'm saying, towards the end here, but just to break down the game. They looked unprepared. They looked timid when it came to Buffalo. Buffalo came down here with a bunch of attitude and punched us in the mouth, and then just kept punching us and punching us and punching us. And we basically said, "Give me another one. Can I have another one? Can I have another one?" That's at least what it appeared to me like. Apologies for not being able to do the post game kneel down. But your boy went ahead and just went to sleep at halftime, so I'm glad I did. So I didn't have to see that disastrous second half.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You know what I'm saying? And it was because of work. That's why I went to sleep. And because, you know what I'm saying, as you can see with the gray hair, I'm an old man. But I just couldn't stay up. I was tired as hell. So I wanted to pass it out, but Alex held it down for me there. We'll start off there. You know what I'm saying? Three turnovers, 1 for 5 on 4th down, which I love Mike McDaniel, but pinga coño, bro, punt the ball sometimes, bro. You know what I'm saying? 1 for 4 in the red zone, 7 penalties for 50 yards. The Bills had 1 penalty for 5 yards. Wow. You guys' thoughts on the turnovers and the lack of offense overall for our Miami Dolphins that everybody wants to keep saying, oh, they were the number 1 offense last year. Well, you know what? That was last year. That don't mean shit for this year. So.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Johnny. You're absolutely right, man. It was a rude awakening, man. It's another reminder that we cannot compete with the big boys, at least not yet. And it's hard to come to grips with that because you felt like like an already good offense made some upgrades, at least in the skill positions in the offseason, right? Certainly offensive line was still a question, and now even more glaring question, right? So now what's everybody saying? Remember when Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel were laughing, oh, you guys are more worried about the offensive line than we are. Now what, motherfucker? Now your franchise quarterback that you just paid so much money for, ahora se está comiendo tremendo mojón, considering retiring. So he's going to meet with a neurologist this week. Thank God the guy walked off on his own power. That is super scary, bro. It's frustrating. Dude, Thursday night, I was really not well because I was like, coño, here I go. You know, they're so good. The Dolphins are so good at hyping the fuck out of you and then giving you tremendo kick in the cojones. And that's what happened on Thursday night. They weren't ready. Like you said, I'll tell you what, that third interception is on Tua. But those first 2, Robbie Chosen, that's why he's a practice squad bum. He didn't even turn around in time or jump or even go. I think he
didn't run the right route.
Fucking Grant Dubose. Yeah. Who? Yeah, that guy. Grant Dubose. Okay. So some coming in that got off the streets was driving a FedEx truck not long ago. I don't know. He didn't turn around in time, hit him right in the damn shoulder pads. And then that was a deflection. So, you know, I'm kind of frustrated, but give credit to where credit is due. The Bills defense, like you said, came out there. They were ready to play. They took away the middle of the field. Tyreek was a non-factor. Jalen Waddle had a decent game, and Jonnu Smith had a good game también. A-Chan, of course, ball down. Pero Julian Hill, tremendo como pinga también. I don't care how good you are at blocking, bro. If you can catch, you got to catch the ball. Because, I mean, it hit him in the hands. I'm sorry. The throws weren't that bad. The one from Skylar and the one from was it both from Skylar or one from Tua?
I don't think Tua threw a pass to Julian.
Are you sure?
I don't think so.
Because we were over the century in the red zone. I mean, aside from that one screen pass.
1 for 4. We were 1 for 4 in the red zone.
Yeah. Anyways, a lot of disaster, bro. So much to talk about. There's not enough time on this show to talk about all the shit that went down. But at the end of the day, this is on Mike McDaniel and the coaching staff. They were not prepared. They were not prepared to go out there, defend home turf, and they got kicked in the fucking mouth. And Josh Allen didn't even do shit.
No.
He didn't do anything. What did he do? James Cook cooked. He cooked us.
Yes,
definitely. But Josh Allen, he was just kind of like he had the best seat in the house. That guy wasn't being pressured. Nothing. Our front 7 didn't do shit. We couldn't get any pressure on him. He did whatever he wanted back there, and he didn't have to do much.
Right. Byron, your thoughts on the turnovers and the overall play before we get into more specific details of the game?
Welcome to the NFL, Mr. Weaver.
Yeah.
He didn't welcome to the NFL. It's like he came from the fucking college program. He came from a top 5 defense, no?
I understand, but he wasn't the DC there. So here's my 2 cents. 1, fuck the Bills. I'm sorry. The Bills did not win that game.
Hey, kudos to
Hold
Bills
on.
Mafia
Bills did
donating
not-
$16K to a charity. That's a hell of a fan base.
Yes.
No.
So we can give the fan base their props.
He always gives us.
Listen, Bills Mafia is cold-hearted, and I'll touch on that in a little bit. But fuck the Bills. They didn't win that game. The Dolphins lost it.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, bro.
Dubois off the shoulder pads. They were in the right spot at the right time. They grabbed the pick. They took it back. Robbie Chosen, hell of a play by the corner. But if he doesn't run the wrong route, it was a punt that the guy caught. Right. The third interception, Tua did the most college rookie freshman mistake.
Yeah, but he had a 350-pound guy in his.
Doesn't matter. Throw the shit in the dirt, bro. You just got to get it to the line of scrimmage. You know you ain't got that arm to try to get it out of bounds, bro. Like stop, bro. Stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to.
You're right.
I'm trying not to shit on him because of the injury and whatever, but we got to speak facts here. We got to speak facts. He played like complete ass that game.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Weaver ended up being befuddled, I think, by what the Bills offense was doing. It's not what I would have expected. It's not, I don't know if you guys were expecting them to come in to run the football the way they did. Instead of
how could you not expect that? Who do they have as weapons?
Right.
Matt Allen and Dalton Kincaid.
Okay, but that was my expectation, to beat Josh Allen and Dalton Kincaid. That was going to be my expectation. Right. I did not expect them to commit to the run as much as they did.
They've been committing to the run since they switched OCs,
bro. Since Joe Barry took over, and
you
honestly,
gotta be ready for that shit.
Right? That's I don't.
He's notorious for catching the ball out of the backfield and making us look like assholes.
That's what I thought was going to happen more.
Yeah, I'm gonna push back on the Anthony Weaver hate. I think you're saying, for the most part, the defense did a relatively good job. They only had the one long drive on us.
Put us in bad spots.
Right. Our offense completely shit the bed and put us in horrible situations. And I'm going to give Grant Dubois a little bit of slack. We just got him off of for Green Bay's practice squad.
We got him
he's a developmental player. Why you have him in the game at a key spot on third down, I have no fucking clue. And the same thing with
tight ends.
And the same thing with Robbie Chosen. Like, why we are paying $60 million between our number 1 and number 2 wide receivers, and on 2 key third down plays, neither one is on the field. Like, and I know that Mike McDaniel likes to rotate his guys, but bro, like, you need to do a better job and make sure that one of them guys is out there on a key third down. Instead, you got guys that Tua hasn't been playing with, doesn't have much chemistry with, and are, let's face it, Robbie Chosen is like Alex said, a practice squad guy who just happens to know somewhat of the playbook because he didn't know how to run the right route on that play. And again, Grant Dubois is a developmental kid that they like, that they hope to develop or whatever. But our main 2 guys are nowhere to be seen on third down. Like, that makes absolutely no sense to me, bro.
We got no separation.
And let me clear it up. I'm not hating on Anthony Weaver. I think he's going to be the guy we think he is later on in the season. This is a learning opportunity for him. What I feel that happened was seeing what was happening in terms of they got gashed on 4 or 5 plays. Other than that, you're right. They did play good defense. What ended up happening, I think, is that McDaniel got caught up in saying, oh, my God, I have to do something to make sure that I help that side of the ball in terms of keeping the ball away from the Bills, which led to all the fourth down.
But why, though?
I don't understand why. But I feel that that's what happened because there were uncharacteristic going forward on fourth down situations, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, if you look at the scoring drives, dude, the first one was 6 plays and 37 yards, right? That was another one.
That was off of the interception.
Yes.
Yeah. Then they had 7 plays, 19 yards, right? So the defense played well enough to win if our offense does anything. And then the one James Cook 49-yard run, and then 5 plays, 19 yards. That was the last. That was when. Wait a minute. No, 31-yard interception return. That was the interception return. Josh Allen threw for 139 yards, bro.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Me Josh Allen goes 13 of 19 for 139 yards. And James Cook is under 100 yards rushing. I tell you, we win the fucking game.
Right. We need to win that game. We need to win that game.
Very good point, Mark. That's why I said it's on the coaching staff.
Marcus, you know what I'm saying? McDaniel has failed to properly prepare his team for big games, terrible offensive game plans, poor personnel management. I'm with you. O-line still a problem after all offseason. Greer was trumpeting it wasn't.
Bro, get rid of Armstead. This is last year. Why didn't Patrick Paul play if the other guy's getting beat on being?
Kendall Lamb. Kendall Lamb.
There you go. Austin Jackson was getting manhandled, bro, by an old.
The whole line. Robert Jones was getting abused. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing. Again, this is unfortunately for us. Like this is the team we have. There's nothing that they're going to be able to do for the offensive line unless they wind up making a trade or something like that, which I don't see anybody trading quality interior offensive linemen at this point. So we have who we have
with them to do.
Yeah, and it's the same issue that we've been dealing with, for God knows how long, as far as our offensive line not being, saying the best that they possibly can be. But saying we touched on it. Saying the 1-4 in the red zone. Tua with the bad interception off of Dubose. Saying we give up that touchdown pass to James Cook on a little swing route. I mean, not for nothing. I made a comment before the show. It basically they pulled a Mike McDaniel type play against us, where they had some motion and some eye candy. And then ran a nice play against man. We got caught up. David Long Jr. got caught up in traffic, couldn't make the play on James Cook. But it was just ugly from the beginning. Like I said, I think our defense played okay. They made some adjustments. But again, like Alex said, if you tell me Josh Allen throws for 139 yards and James Cook is under 100 yards rushing, like we have to win that game, bro. Like that's a game you have to win.
I agree.
So before we even get to the Tua injury, which we're getting really close to again, I'm with Mark on this. Shout out to Mark, who you can catch right here on Kendall Sports Network every Thursday night with False 9, all things Inter Miami. So definitely check it out. And then these two gentlemen right here this week in Miami, every Friday night.
He knows baseball. He knows football.
Yes, it's not just Inter Miami, but that is something that they have a show on, so he does break that down. But my man knows all things South Florida sports, so definitely check that out on Thursday night, 7:30 Eastern, and then of course these two this week in Miami every Friday night at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, right here on Kendall Sports Network. So definitely check that out. Well, the Friday nights that these two gentlemen are capable of doing the show.
But what about the University of Miami, where we cracked the AP top 10, baby?
Right.
We got a potential Heisman Trophy winner in Cam Ward.
Bro,
yes, it was Ball State.
We
beat the piss out of Ball State.
I said it last night. Thank God. It might have been actually Saturday. Thank God for the Miami Hurricanes, bro. Yeah, or like I would have been even more devastated.
Maybe like Brad Kaya like a decade ago.
Right. But no, I love this Miami Hurricane teams, and we can, if you guys decide to, if there is a This Week in Miami on Friday, let me know. I'll be happy to jump on this so we can talk some Miami Hurricanes football. Because yes, that is a prepared team. That is a team that did it the right way and built the trenches. Because that offensive line and that defensive line are stacked on our Canes. But this is the Dolphin Chronicles, so we are talking Miami Dolphins. So. Let's go back to the sad talk and talk about our Miami Dolphins. So, besides the fact that Tua played like shit, Mike McDaniel called a horrible game, and there was no life in this team, man. Like I said, it was completely disappointing to have a Thursday night game at home, and you just don't look ready to play, man. Like it was so disappointing, bro.
Do every primetime game against every team that's worth of shit.
Right. So before we, touch on some last points. We obviously got to talk about Tua. Tua on towards the end of the third quarter. It's 31-10. He's trying to make a play on fourth down. He got the first down. He runs up the middle. To get the first down.
Ironically,
he has been more nimble. I'm going to give him credit for that. But at the same time, bro, you got to still protect yourself. And that's the frustrating
He
part.
scrambled
You know what I'm
earlier in the
saying?
game too to pick up some yardage there when there was nothing there.
Right, right.
Look,
And that's cool. You want him to be able to do that, but at the same time, bro, don't try to run nobody over. And the thing is that like it wasn't even a bad looking hit. Like it wasn't like he literally ran into homeboy's chest
that
and
guy's
got
like
concussed.
175 pounds soaking wet with a bag of nickels tied to his
Right.
cleats.
You know what I'm saying? So before we get deep into, you know what I'm saying, because there was like I tried to avoid social media as much as possible this weekend because of all the talk about Tua needs to retire and all this shit, because everybody and their mother has to have an opinion about the shit. Like stop with this shit. The unfortunate thing, and I told my son Jonathan, shout out to Jonathan, who's a fellow Dolphin diehard who's suffering just as much because he's a Tua lover. Like he loves him some Tua, so he's hurting right now. But I told him, you know what I'm saying, tons of guys get concussions all the time. Unfortunately for Tua, he's a lightning rod for news media and already as it is, and his two concussions happen to be on prime time TV, 2 Thursday night games where there's nothing else on and there's no other games until Sunday, so people could just talk about it and talk about it and talk about it. So it's just unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? Like, because if that happened on a Sunday, if both of those times, the Cincinnati time and this time happened on Sundays, it'd be like, oh shit, Tua got another concussion. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that it was Thursday night, national TV for the whole world to see, no other games to talk about, it's been a big talking point. You guys' thoughts on another concussion for Tua? It came out that he has no intention of retiring. You know what I'm saying? We'll get into who they signed in a minute. But we're going with Skylar Thompson going forward for now. Your thoughts on Tua with another concussion and his future overall going forward? We know that he's not retiring, but what are you guys' thoughts and concerns, if any, which there should be, about Tua's long-term future with the Miami Dolphins?
Go ahead, Alex.
All right. Some very interesting perspectives, man, that I've heard. One of them from J.J. Watt, one of them from Teddy Bruschi. Both, of course, Hall of Famers and a lot of success in their NFL careers. On the defensive side of the ball, obviously, but those guys take a hell of a beating as well. But one thing that I thought was interesting that J.J. Watt brought up is that, you know, you tell him, hey, yeah, you should have slid, but then, you know, the competitor comes out in you, man. You know, when you're out on the field, you don't see that yellow line that we see, right? You have an idea before the ball is snapped where the marker is and where the sticks are, where you need to get. While you're in the play, you know, you drop back a little bit, then you're looking through your reads and you're like deciding where the fuck is where I'm gonna go. I can appreciate the competitor in Tua doing what he did. He's trying to light a fire under our ass. At that point in the game, that is a huge conversion, right?
Yeah, because not for nothing, we scored a touchdown right there. It's 31-17 with a whole fourth quarter to play. So you never know.
Right. So that's what's on his mind. This guy is a competitor first and foremost, right? We know this. Yes, he's a human being, he's a father, he's a husband, but he's also a competitor, and that kind of takes over sometimes when you're playing this game. It's a brutal game, you know. But that was a very interesting perspective that J.J. Watt said, because if he slides and he comes up short of the sticks,
yeah, everybody's calling him soft.
Then we're beating him. Him up. He didn't know where it was. Put your head down, man. You know, and then we're talking that shit, right?
Right.
And then another interesting perspective from Teddy Bruschi while they were talking about it. I forget on which NFL show. There's so many of them now. But Teddy, look it up on social media. And also Javid Best. Remember Javid Best, former Detroit Lions running back and a hell of a college football player in his own right. Also some very interesting perspective, man. It's tough. It's tough. I'm not, you know, we're not in that position. We're not independent neurologists. We're not Tua Tagovailoa. I'm just grateful to see him walk off under his own power. You know, because it's so hard because you feel normal, right? The guy said it. You feel normal. Nothing's wrong. It's just one of those chances that you take when you play this football game, and when you sign up to do this as a profession, as a career. This is his life, right? So he's looking out for his family, right? He's got the bag. But it's so tough. It's you know, it's so
Byron is looking for the fine print, boy, trying to get out of that deal.
yeah, yeah. You know, man, it's sad, bro. You hate to see it, but you know, you know, let's remember, bro. Steve Young, Troy Aikman, Brett Favre, all these guys got beat the hell up in a much more brutal game back then. Remember, we're protecting the quarterback a lot more now than what we did in the past.
Absolutely.
These guys took an ass whooping, right? And nobody really, like you said, Johnny, nobody really talked about these guys a whole lot and questioned whether they were going to, you know, continue their careers or retire. And the more recent memory of Kenny Pickett, you know, Kenny Pickett, I don't know where he's at now, but he had a few early concussions too. But nobody said shit about Kenny Pickett.
Right.
And now to a national TV doing one of these, you know, and that's scary. And you see that, and then you're like, oh man, should he continue? Right. It's tough, man. You know, as a competitor, you know, it's tough to walk away from something that you've been doing your entire life.
Right.
So,
well, like you said, and Teddy Bruschi said it, you don't want to go out like that.
You don't want to go out.
You don't want that to be the way you go out. Byron, your thoughts on Tua and the concussions? I mean, we know how you feel. We know you hate the kid and you never wanted to extend him. Just kidding. Just kidding. Tua people out there. He doesn't hate the kid. He likes the kid. He just, you know, said he just thinks logically as far as, you know, saying the extension or whatever. I'm joking. Go ahead, Byron. Your thoughts on Tua?
One, everything Alex said in terms of what JJ Watt was saying is absolutely true.
Yeah.
The only thing I have in terms of what I would say to him is, when you're going down like that, to me, there's a difference between going to go get that first down and leaving the exposing yourself. And there's a difference between putting your head down, tucking in, like they tell you in jiu-jitsu, you tuck it. Taking that hit with everything tucked in is much different than taking that hit with everything out. It's just it hits different.
Right.
Number two, as far as what Johnny was saying, both of these things happen on primetime games. And Alex was saying that all these guys took hits all throughout their careers. The difference is this. The reaction that Tua's body is having to these concussions is what's concerning. The neurological responses to the concussions is what's concerning to me. The fencing position, the involuntary movement and stiffening up of limbs, and they're just involuntary neurological responses to the trauma the body's going through. Now, all these guys that we saw, at least, never went through these responses, and at times it's
that we know of, not on the field.
Right. To our knowledge, they did not. But at some point, you have to start listening to your body, because it's telling you, yo, this is not. We can't do this. So,
but that's the hard part, because they've even said it. Your body tells you, hey, I'm fine. I feel good. You're doing everything like you normally would. Right. It's just that you don't know what's going on in there until you have a discussion with a neurologist or an independent.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. It goes back to.
And even then, it's so gray.
Right.
But they
never tell you, hey, stop playing football. You're going to die tomorrow.
In that instance, it's important for him to take what people say, make a business decision and tuck yourself in and protect yourself. You're still being a competitor.
It's easy
You're still
to say that from the couch, bro.
No, it's not, bro, because I've been there. And let me tell you, I've played with guys who did that, and they took hits. And every time it was me running that football, I said, you know what, bro? Tucked it in, come hit me. And I'll fall wherever it is. But I wasn't going to go out there and helicopter and be Superman and be Papi Chulo. No, bro. I wanted to go home.
That was my role.
I wanted to go home. So there's a difference between.
I believe it. I believe it.
And it's not a competitor thing. It's just, protect.
It's just being smart. It's being a smart football player. I understand being tough. I'm with Byron a little bit on this one. Is I understand the competitor, I understand they're trying to make a play, but you know what? He could have dove away from the tackler. To be quite honest, there was open space there. He could have just dove forward in the opposite direction. He went into the player. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was to spark the team or whatever, or he felt he had to, but he could have easily dove a little bit to his left, avoided the hit.
I could pick one guy on the Bills secondary to run over. It would probably be Damar Hamlin.
Yeah, well, apparently Damar Hamlin's heart is a lot better than Tua's brain. You know what I'm saying? In a lot better shape right now. So you know what I'm saying? That was a bad decision. Whatever it was, I'm just saying. But he could have avoided the hit, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Because like we said, he already announced that he's not going to retire. He is going to come back. He's going to talk to the doctors, neurologists. So for all those people out there, you're saying the Tua haters, sorry, he's not retiring. He's still going to be part of the team. Hopefully he's cautious. He takes the advice of doctors. They take their time. Because it's a PR thing now too. Like even if he got cleared in a couple weeks, I don't think we see him until after the bye. To be quite honest,
if we see
I think we see him. I think we see him because doctors are going to clear him if he doesn't play until week 7 or whatever it is after the bye against Indianapolis. It's almost 2 months. You know what I'm saying? It's almost 2 months. It's like 40 something days. I'm just saying.
I'll give you the play why I think there's a chance we may not see him, and I can cover it.
You think there's a chance we may not see him again this year?
I think there's a chance we may not see him, period. And I'll explain why. There's a logical reason for it.
Well, he already said he's not going to retire.
I'm going to say, he already said he's not going to retire.
All of it is part of it.
Clipboard on the sideline, whether it's writing
all of it is part of it. There's a logical. Remember, okay. And
I'm about to say there ain't no fuck that wait until later shit, bro. Let's hear it.
All right. So number one, before I get into it, where did the Damar Hamlin incident happen?
It was what in Buffalo,
in Cincinnati. Where did Tua's incident happen?
In Cincinnati,
the first
and
time.
now Tua hits Damar for another one of these. It's crazy. It's like that Lincoln JFK thing where all these coincidences line up. I just thought it was crazy.
Okay.
We go into the contract. Tua's still playing on his $25 million 5th-year option right now.
Right.
His contract doesn't kick in until next year.
Right.
If he retires today, he gets 2 game checks. Good to see you. If he makes it to the new league year and he doesn't get cleared by doctors and is forced to retire after the new league year, he is guaranteed the $160 million signing bonus given to him in a check for that new contract.
Right.
If he retires now, he doesn't get it. If he gets cleared to play, that's an option. But he cannot say, I'm going to retire. He loses all that money.
Okay.
So there's a chance that the team and him make a decision and say, listen, don't retire. We'll get you that $160 million and everything else gets voided. So there is a logical thing where if they're trying to look out for him in terms of financially, but because of the way
that's not their decision, it's ultimately his decision.
I understand. Right. What I'm saying is if he's saying, listen, my wife and kid is more important, I don't want to die on the field. There is a logical explanation for him saying, I'm not retiring, I'm coming back. But in the back of my mind, I'm saying he has to say that, number one. If he is going to retire and the Dolphins want to do right by him in terms of financial, this is how it's going to go. And if he gets cleared and comes back, great, awesome. But if week 8, week 9, he's not cleared, and he's still saying he's coming back, my gut feeling is he retires sometime in the offseason next season after his contract kicks in, takes his 160. That's still life-altering money.
Well, absolutely it is. I mean, the 40 something that he's made already is life-altering. You know what I'm saying? Money.
I'm just saying that's my one caveat in terms of that's just.
Okay. Wow. Now I really wish I didn't make that joke about you hating the kid because after listening to that conspiracy theory possibility of homeboy, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, man. If we get into a week
before the bye, dude, he'll miss Seattle, but he might be back before the bye.
I don't think. No, I think because of PR reasons, he doesn't play until after the bye. You know what I'm saying? Because then they say, okay, it's been four or 5 weeks.
Okay, so
You know what I'm saying?
we got Seattle, then we got what,
We got
Tennessee,
Seattle, then we got Tennessee at home Monday night, then we got
New
New
England,
England, then we got the bye, and then we play at
Indy.
Indianapolis. So that's 5 weeks away. You know what I'm saying? So 5 weeks, that's enough
He plays
PR
in that New
time.
England game.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to play that Monday night game against Tennessee. I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm just saying, on the cautious side, let's say
No, let's stay away from prime time. Let's keep Tua out of the night lights. Okay, let's keep Tua out of the lights. Let's have him just play on Sunday afternoons.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. The NFL might probably say, nah, bro. You either pick, you know what I'm saying, let him come back for New England. But I think the logical, in my opinion, I think it'll probably be after the bye when we go to Indianapolis. We'll see what happens.
Thanksgiving?
Huh?
What if he comes back for the Thanksgiving game?
Against the Packers?
I mean, that's like what, week 10?
Season? No, I'm good.
I mean, that's like what, week 10? Week 11?
Yeah. Week 13.
Bro, like we could legitimately be like 2-8, bro. 2-8 by then.
I mean,
with Skyler. Yeah. Wow.
But okay, I mean, but now you're.
We're gonna find out a lot about our coach. We're gonna find out a lot about our coach.
Enough with the speculation.
I'm Roger Goodell, and I've already had this happen twice on prime time.
Right.
That last thing I want is any blowback for trying to bring him too soon.
That's why I'm saying. After the bye, Indy. You know what I'm saying? Because then there's a few games before that Thanksgiving game. Don't you? That's the last thing you want to do is him not play. Him not play.
Comes back. We've
I hear Alex. I hear what you spitting, Alex. I get you.
We're gonna get blowback anyways.
Right. Yeah, I was about to say it's gonna be a PR nightmare either way they do it.
New England. Go home.
On that same note, before we discuss who they signed, we got to talk about Skylar Thompson. Obviously, Tua is not playing this game against Seattle. We mentioned the guys that had good games. You're saying John made a couple plays. Devon Achane is starting to show that he may be the number one. Saying I love the way the kid plays. There were some good things to take out of this game, but we got to talk about Skylar Thompson. He is going to be the one leading the charge, at least going into Seattle. Any thoughts about Skylar Thompson? A game plan that, like I said, we're going to learn a lot about our coach. He just got that extension. I love, his offensive mind. I don't like some of his, as far as, packages, as far like that with the players, like Mark mentioned earlier. Some of his substitutions are questionable, especially, like I said, not having Waddle and Hill on the field on third down makes absolutely no sense to me. What are you guys' thoughts on Skylar Thompson going into Seattle?
Go ahead, Alex.
Well, look, it seems like we'll have our full stable of running backs, hopefully, in order to keep Achane fresh. Obviously, you see what he's able to do rushing the ball. He ran between the tackles and did well against a very good defensive team. What do you get, like 22 touches or something? How many all-purpose yards? Whatever. He did well. Hopefully, Mostert being back can keep the rotation fresh, and we're able to run the ball effectively. We're gonna have to because Skylar Thompson is not gonna light up anybody's secondary. I could be wrong. Remember, this guy almost won us a playoff game in Buffalo. Right. So let's not forget, he knows the offense. He's familiar with the offense. At the end of the day, our playmakers have to make plays. Tyreek was non-existent on Thursday night, so we'll need him to come to play. Yes, he was fired up and yelling and doing shit in the sideline, pero a fin de día no hizo ni pinga. So we need Tyreek Hill to come out and do what we're paying him to do. Okay, Skylar Thompson we're not asking him to do anything spectacular. Skylar Thompson, I think he's got an ability to extend some plays. He has that in him. He can extend the plays. Utilize your playmakers, your tight ends. All right. Don't force shit. Hey, if it's not there, dump it off. Don't do crazy shit and allow our defense to put our offense in a good position, and we can play well against Seattle.
I agree with that. Basically, we're not asking. What's up, bro? Yeah, after the bye is where I'm leaning. We're not asking Skyler to win the game, just don't lose the game. Is basically what it is. Byron, your thoughts on Skyler Thompson, and his ability and chances that we can go into Seattle and pull up. It'll be an upset if we win this game. So, what are your thoughts about that?
I have a question same question for each of you. Do you think Skyler Thompson is a competent quarterback? Competent.
Yeah.
Okay. This has
Why did you think otherwise?
No. What I'm saying is I agree with you guys.
I completely agree with what Byron is about to say.
This has nothing to do with Skyler Thompson. Absolutely nothing. All of this falls on the ability for Mike McDaniel to know what Skyler Thompson's strengths are, what Skyler Thompson does well, and put him in positions to succeed to make this offense go.
Yep.
Now, the one thing that I will not excuse, I will excuse a lot of things because, it's a backup, whatever. The one thing I will not excuse is time management in terms of getting the plays in.
Right.
Time management in getting these guys lined up. And any pre-snap penalties. All of that, 3 years into an offense, 3 years into a system, has to be done. That was the issue in Buffalo. That was why we ended up with a delay of game, like 4 of them, and why he ended up throwing that piss-poor pass that he put Skyler in a position to fail that ended up winning the game for Buffalo. So I believe Skyler Thompson is a competent quarterback. I think he's a game manager. Yeah, and I think that this team should be able to win with a game manager. So
against a team like Seattle. That may not be the solution for teams
against a team like Seattle, against a team like the Tennessee Titans, against the New England Patriots, against the Arizona Cardinals, against the Indianapolis Colts.
Well, we have lighting it up.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. We have enough talent. We have enough talent on this team that if they are coached well and they are put in positions to be successful, we can win games, even with Skyler Thompson. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with Alex completely. We're going to find out a lot about our coach that got the extension. Last thing we need to touch on, obviously with Tua being hurt, you're saying yes, we're riding with Skyler right now, but the Dolphins made a smart signing in my opinion. They went ahead and got Tyler Huntley off of the Ravens practice squad. He's got some mobility. Obviously, he's not the greatest passer, but he's a veteran player. I like the signing a lot. You guys' thoughts on this pickup by the Miami Dolphins? I guess Mike McDaniel already said he's not coming in to compete with Skyler. He's coming in to back him up. We'll see how long that lasts. You're saying I'm not going to take. You're saying I'm not going to take. You're saying I'll take that with a pinch of salt. But your thoughts on the signing of Huntley? And you're saying if Skyler can't do it, is he somebody that I think he is? I think he's somebody that can win us some games. If Skyler can't do it, I'm pulling for Skyler. I like the fact that he's been in the office 3 years. I want the kid to be successful. What are you guys' thoughts on the signing?
Yeah, I thought it was better than C.J. Beathard, which is that other name that
yeah. Oh my God, yes,
because of his familiarity with the offense, right? Which is great, but again, it's you get a guy like Tyler, a Pro Bowler, by the way, okay, who can extend plays. Again, someone who can extend plays, who can do shit off script. This is a guy who can run and get you yardage when shit falls apart, which is very important. Something that Tua's unable to do as of right now. All right. So I like it. I think he's a capable passer too. He's got a great arm too. And he did play well filling in for Lamar.
He played very well. Yep.
Yeah, put him in a position to do well in the postseason when Lamar was battling with his injuries. So I like the signing. I like this guy better than any of those other names we threw out there. I was intrigued by Jimmy Garoppolo just because Jimmy Garoppolo, he
knows the system.
He knows the system. He can win football games. He wasn't a fucking loser in San Francisco. Okay, he won football games.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I liked that idea. I don't know where he was. I think he's in LA, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's with the Rams.
But I like Tyler Huntley, man. I think he's he's another little piece that can help fill that void.
Byron, your thoughts?
My initial thought was, yeah, go get Jimmy G. He's been in the offense. He knows the offense. He's been successful in the offense. He got to a Super Bowl in the offense.
And he's got Miami written all over him.
Yeah, I feel like that move would have been able to keep the expectations at the height that we had them with Tua. That being said, we ended up with Tyler Huntley, signed him off the practice squad. So I had a conversation with Awesome Life in terms of, yeah, it was going to cost us draft capital. I understand that. But my rebuttal was the window for this team is very small. So you either go for it,
super small.
Yeah, but I'm not giving up a 2 or a 3 for no Jimmy Garoppolo.
We did have high expectations, of course, coming into this season.
My expectation was you could have probably gotten Garoppolo for a 5th, but since they have us by the proverbial cojones, they'd probably ask for something in the terms of a 4th.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think we got 3 5s. So if it was a 5th, it would have been like sure.
It's I would have given up 2 5ths, 3. I would have given up 3 5s. It doesn't matter. Yes, I agree with the running game. But I think that Huntley, given this the complexity of this offense, I agree. He has to be a backup. He's a break glass in case of emergency. But if he finds a way to master this offense, there's nothing to say that this man can't take the bull by the horns and take this, because he's got the talent. We saw what he did in Baltimore with that offense. I mean, he looked like Lamar light. He looked like
the great value version of Lamar Jackson.
Right. And that's so. If you can get,
by the way, it's good. I like Great Value.
Oh, I love it too, bro. That's how
I'm with you, bro.
Lamar version of Lamar, but it's fine. They had another name, the Equate version, because it's not
Equate,
right.
Members Mark.
Excellent. But that's what I'm saying. He's not competing with Snyder at the moment, but watch out. But if you had, if you're asking me, if I'm the GM, hello, Jimmy G, we have a ton of porn stars here in Miami, bro. Come get them.
Hey, definitely not something I had on my bingo card before the season started, that we were going to be freaking trying to call for Jimmy G and picking up Tyler Huntley and worrying about Skylar Thompson against Seattle.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we did talk about the backup quarterback situation, and saying that was a conversation when they decided to cut Mike White. I think that was a talking point where we were, are we okay with just having Skylar? And I think at that point we were talking about, who could they possibly get to be a better backup. Now the situation has hit us square in the face.
And to address obviously the elephant in the room, not the elephant in the room, but a lot of people wanted to go after Ryan Tannehill. It's a nice story. Ryan Tannehill wanted.
It's not a nice story. It's not a nice story. It's a fucking nightmare. Like stop with the Ryan Tannehill shit. Like, what I'm saying? Like, there is no way that he would be able to run this offense, bro. He can't run a peewee football offense, bro. Stop. Like, please, Dolphin fans, stop it. Like, Ryan Tannehill, like, stop. Like, that was a nightmare. I don't want to go through that again. I'm with you guys as far as Tyler Huntley's ability. Will he be able to master this offense? No, there's no way. But will he be able to understand it and be able to be creative and do some things? Again, good coaching puts your players that you have in a position to be successful. Yeah. So again, Mike McDaniel, I love you. I love your temperament. I love the way you are with the players. I love all that shit. Now it's time for to show that you are actually a good coach. So make it happen. Wow, that's just as sickening as Ryan is. Right.
Oh, wow. Bryce Young.
Wow. Bryce Young, bro, like I said, I hate to say that a kid is a bust after just, 17, 18 games, but
I'm close to saying
he looks.
So, are we going to go there with Caleb 17 games from now?
No.
What?
I mean, Caleb, for all the people that are hating on Caleb, Caleb shows.
When you have Chuba Hubbard and Miles Sanders in your backfield.
I don't know if he's going to be in the same position. I'm saying, will we be able to make the same assumption after 17 games?
No, I could say it after 2 games that you can see things in Caleb Williams that you do not see in Bryce Young at all. Bryce Young looks scared, bro. Bryce Young looks scared to play, to be quite honest. You'll say he's small as hell. Caleb Williams, he goes above and beyond with sometimes he needs to get a little more accurate with some of the stuff, but he can make plays. The kid can play. He's gonna have to hone it, hone his game. He's gonna have to get better at his craft and stuff like that. He's gonna have to put the work in. But there's something there. There's something there with Caleb Williams. I never thought there was anything there with Bryce Young. Like I was pounding the table that CJ Stroud should have been a number 1 pick. You know what I'm saying? So when Houston took him, the guys from the Dolphins, podcast that are all Houston Texans, I told them, props because you got the better quarterback with the number 2 pick. Because I didn't like Bryce Young, and now look, CJ Stroud looks like he's going to be a potential star in this league, which again, that's another topic for another day. But I'm sick of everybody's great. You know what I'm saying? The word great has lost all meaning with how much Tony Romo was freaking saying great yesterday about everything Patrick Mahomes and freaking Joe Burrow did. A simple check down to the running back to gain 3 yards. Oh, well, that's a great quarterback play. Why? Because he got him back into field goal position. Like, what the hell are you talking about, bro? Like, that was so aggravating.
A Burrow game or a Josh Allen game or a Mahomes game. He looks like that guy from South Park next to a computer.
Yes, Joe. That's exactly what I was envisioning yesterday. Yes. I made the comment on my boy. Shout out to Nick Botkins on our show. We do turd of the week and we do dog of the week. And Tony Romo got my turd of the week because I could not listen to. I was watching the Red Zone, which is one good thing when our Dolphins aren't playing on Sundays is I can watch Red Zone and just watch all the games. And every time it went to that Kansas City game, bro, I had to mute it because I just could not hear that kid talk about saying, "Oh, this is so great," and "Oh, that's just excellent quarterback play for every little." Like I know that they're great. You know what I'm saying? Like when they do great shit, then point it out. But when they do regular, basic shit that every other quarterback does, don't be calling that shit great, bro. Like stop, bro. Like, oh my God, bro. Sorry for the tangent there, but Tony Romo just got on my nerves yesterday, bro, for real. But anyway, our Dolphins are going across the country to go to Seattle. 4:10 kickoff, people. It's a late afternoon game. So if you have the ability to watch Red Zone, you can watch Red Zone for all the 1 o'clock games, and then we can prepare for the 4 o'clock game. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe, smash the like, make sure you turn on notifications.
Monday night, Eagles.
So you're saying, so you know when we're going live? What's up?
Who we got tonight?
I got the Falcons.
I'm with you.
I think Philly's gonna stop them out, bro.
I think Jalen Hurts has a horrible game. No AJ Brown.
Yeah. I don't think it matters. That offensive line of the Philly, it's gonna be interesting to see, you know what I'm saying, if Kirk Cousins can turn it around. I just want to see a good game. You know what I'm saying? When I don't have a dog in the race, I don't care. I just want to see good football.
Give me the doity boys. Give me the doity boys.
Yeah, but that should be interesting. Yes, I'm gonna go Philly. These two gentlemen are going with the Dirty Birds of Atlanta. So it should be interesting. Enjoy the Monday night game again. If you do, hit the subscribe, smash that like. Every Monday night, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. The Dolphin Chronicles right here on Kendall Sports Network. Again, Thursday nights, False 9, all things Inter Miami with Byron and our boy Mark Gonzalez, giving you all things Inter Miami. Most Friday nights this week in Miami with these two gentlemen up here where they talk all things 305, all things South Florida. You know what I'm saying? Our Canes are kicking some ass. So if they do a show, I will be more than happy to jump on there.
Yes, I will be doing that. Yes,
because we all suck. We all suck at making picks. So half the league was out after week 1. The other half was out the league after week 2. So,
thanks, Mark, I agree.
So luckily the Byron is resetting it, and then we're gonna basically see who was the least loser at the end of the year. At the least the survivor pool. But we will be back next Monday night again, 7:30 Eastern time. Thanks for checking us out, Byron. Mark and all saying all the people in the comments, appreciate it. Before we get up out of here, Byron, where can the people find you?
at Paramount Pete, at KSN, both on Twitter, IG. Just look for it, bro. We're there.
Yeah, absolutely. Alex, where do people can find you, bro?
Right there at TX_TSB. I talk a lot of shit on X, so follow me. It's fun.
Yeah,
Yes.
we try to have a good time, people. That's what we all about. That's what Kendall Sports Network is all about, having a good time. We love our sports teams. We get enthusiastic about it. We talk shit to each other. You'll say it on social media, on our shows. So definitely check us out.
I am beating Johnny in this week's matchup.
I think you beating me down. No.
Oh yeah, I'm putting one. Well, you started Kenneth Walker for one.
Yeah, that's how much I was paying attention to. You said again, that's how traumatized I've been since Thursday night.
Bro, I have
you don't understand. You don't understand what I've been through since Thursday night. Like I said, I had pitch black hair Thursday morning, and now look, half my shit is gray.
Hey,
so it's been a stressful few days to the point where I forgot to check out my fantasy league before 1:00, and it was too late to take out Kendall Walker. But I will be on point. Look, see, we talk shit on this network and on these shows. So definitely, again, hit that subscribe, smash the like, turn on your notifications so you know whenever we're going live. That's gonna do it for our show. For Byron, for Alex, I am Johnny Cruz. This is the Dolphin Chronicles. We'll see you next week. Peace, people.